Hey y'all, what is going on? Every time I come on here, I just have stuff to share with you from my heart. And so I really didn't want to say this all the way out, but I was talking to somebody that I haven't really spoken to in a long time. And this person was basically kind of asking me, well, they've elevated like on paper, all the way around. And then they started looking at me like, didn't you say you was gonna do this? Why haven't you done that? And I, like I said, I told a lot of people that, well, I told the internet that you're not gonna really see my progress, because there was a time where, yes, I did say that I was gonna do all that, and people bullied me to the ground, and nobody was like, oh, it's okay. Like, I feel like because nobody really told me what I wanted to hear, that I'm not crazy for having these dreams, it was always movies. Like, yeah, of course I have that, feeling inside of me where it's like, I'm gonna follow my dream whether you like it or not. And people hate a confident girl so much that they will just bully you for just, and that's why I hide all my progress. Like, I almost don't want anyone to see that I've elevated, because they're going to make it about them. Anyway, I was talking about yesterday, I came on here to talk about a certain somebody who is getting bullied online. And the thing is, the reason why people felt like it was okay to bully me was because I did lose my mind at one point in my time, where I fell in love with the wrong person. And I literally was so loyal to him. I did whatever he wanted me to do. I was up under him 24/7. And he was able to use my environment to my demise, or to use my environment as a weapon. You know what I mean? And it was already a weapon. I kind of used him as my version of freedom. And he turned around because he was doing stuff that was wrong, and he kind of didn't want me to feel validated for, being able to realize that he was the one who was like being fake and being false, being phony, whatever, and not being 100 in the relationship that we were in. Because I was like 110 and he was like 2%. And and I didn't realize it until like way after, because I did a period of trying to find out where I went wrong. Like, that's kind of how depression starts. You just sit there wallowing in what was the mistake that I made, where did I go wrong, and then you literally end up spiraling out of control to the point where you basically lose yourself. And it had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with you. And that person will tell everyone it had everything to do with you, and you kind of fall into all their stories because you kind of look like a hopeless person at the time because you're depressed. They're like, oh, this person's lazy, this person's this person's that. Just their ticket out of the reason why they did what they did. And that was kind of your reaction. They treat your reaction as their, a lot of people do that. Anywho, yesterday I got, hey y'all, hey, how's it going? Please like the live and be subscribed so that you don't miss my next videos. Um, so people do think that I'm childish because they haven't seen my physical growth since then. And I haven't grown, I haven't shown anyone my growth because of, I'm not saying that I'm scared, but I am hesitant to express myself again, because that's me putting my heart out. And for people to just stomp all over it and be like, you know what I mean? And to be like, oh, is this, just calling it everything except for anything that I wanted to hear. Anyway, so yeah, people think that I'm childish. I don't really care, because my time is for me. I'm being very selfish with my time, because if I lived for other people, I would have probably not been here by now, if you get what I mean. You know what I mean? If I'm such a problem and they were so right, like, why would I do that? So getting back on track silently, I've been just thinking about everything that's kind of proving my point. So I saw this tweet on Twitter where this girl was like, oh, if you're so spoiled, where's your stuff? Like, if he spoils you, where's your stuff? And it's like, it doesn't always have to be about stuff. It could be about time management, your focus, your whatever you got going on. I'm taking my nails off because I'm doing them over. Um, endearment, just love, reassurance, just everything that you kind of like, all the things that is free in life, the qualities of just experiencing, being able to just live in your truth without someone telling you you're wrong, without someone telling you how to do it. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a big thing for me, like to just think of yourself, like focus on yourself, love yourself, give yourself the quality space that you need to grow, because everyone's gonna shit on your parade. Anyway, like I said, I've been bullied for anything that I could think of, being pretty, being a know-it-all, being all that. And that was before I got into the relationship. I felt like I got into this relationship because I felt like he would have my back, and he did at some time. But then I felt like the pressure was too much on him to just keep defending me, because people like hate my confidence. They hate that I'm a well-spoken black girl. They literally hate like literally people hate me, and I didn't do anything to these people. They just hate that they're not me. That's what I think. But I'm not trying to sound too conceited. Yeah. I mean, if the shoe fits, rock out in it. But I'm not trying to throw shots. Anyway, guys don't like rejection, and girls don't want their guy to like me. So I've literally been bullied by everybody except for the people who kind of value me for what I know. Those people are amazing. Everybody else sucks. So that's why I'm so quiet to myself. Anyway, yesterday I got on here to talk about a TikToker. I'm not gonna say this person's name yet because I already talked about them yesterday, and I feel like mentioning their name so much is kind of crazy. Um, how this person messed up growing up, and they don't really know how to make it right. But a lot of people is bullying that person for not making it right by now. And it's like, people deserve their grace, especially when they don't even know what is wrong. Like, hello? When they don't even know. What's my baby doing construction in the background? What is she doing? Anyway, um, yeah. I do really feel like bullying has the opposite effect on people's growth. Like how they're bullying that girl because she doesn't really know any better. Um, I think it's wrong to berate someone into doing what you need them to do. They would have to realize that they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And how to do that is kind of educating them in a loving manner, talking to them with calmness, with love in your voice, being like, hey, what you're doing is not correct. You kind of gotta take a deep breath, think about how it could be better, make it better. But people don't have the patience. Like, I get it. You're in an economy where everything is literally money. No one's paying you to have patience. And then it's like, okay, no one's paying you to be negative either. You don't have to be there. You really don't. People don't think that far. Anyway, that's what I was kind of saying yesterday. I felt like if you can't ignore someone when they're being bad, like if you don't have, like someone said, if you don't have nothing negative to say, don't say anything at all, because you're not helping the situation. But for me personally, I've worst comments and the worst of everything's for a very long time, and I feel like because I haven't heard anything that's like, you're actually doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're okay. I see what you're doing. Of course, I'm not showing anybody what I'm doing, but like, you're actually progressing. You're doing better than what you used to do. At least someone could say that. You're doing much better than what you've been doing or what you used to do, whatever like that. Um and you know, I feel like people do lose hope because they don't hear that, but I know that I'm doing much better, so that's why I'm protecting myself and not showing that I'm doing much better. But some people, it's not easy to make somebody change based on your ways. Everyone has their own ways, their own time, their own like everything, and you kind of have to go at their pace if you want them to understand anything. If you don't have the patience, so you can't be nice, and I get it. So you kind of don't have to. You don't have to berate the person. You don't have to be nice. You could just not be there. That's what I think. I mean, dang. I mean, that's kind of it.